Now, are you aware the early morning hours of Sunday, January 11th, 2015? So to orient you, Donovan Thomas, God forbid, is shot the evening before, okay?
Yes.
So you go to Jeffrey's home at the Sky House, okay? That's what I'm locking in on.
Yeah.
All right. And at that time, were you aware that Jeffrey had several residences in Atlanta?
Yeah.
All right. He had other condominiums with an S. Is that true?
Yeah.
Do you know what a condominium is? And if you don't, high-rise apartments?
Condo.
Okay, condo. There you go. Okay. And when you were asked by Lawyer Love that after the killing of Donovan Thomas was known that Jeffrey acted normal, remember I asked you about that a little bit ago?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever see a social media post by Jeffrey about Donovan Thomas that morning?
Yes.
Okay. And did it give Jeffrey's heartfelt condolences?
Sustained.
Let me show you, with the court's permission, Mr. Williams, exhibit number 265. Have you seen that social media item that's now marked? It's marked in an exhibit. Have you seen that before?
I saw the picture, yeah, the picture before.
Okay. And were you present at the time that picture was taken, if you know?
I don't know.
Okay. Do you know who's in that picture?
Objection, Your Honor. One, I would ask the exhibit number again and
265.
thank you, and the relevance of who is in the picture. And I would ask that the witness, given his former statements, his previous testimony, not be allowed to talk about, not be allowed to display through his testimony what the exhibit is until it's admitted.
I just asked you to know who's in the picture.
Just answer, do you know who it is? Don't say who it is if you do know.
Yes.
Okay. And when have you seen that picture before?
A minute ago.
Well, a minute ago could be a long time ago or a short time ago.
A long time ago.
Okay. And is it accurate? Accurate may be a bad. Is it the same from your memory? Is that the same picture that you saw a long time ago?
The picture, yeah,
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to move for the admission of Mr. Williams, number 265.
Your Honor, just 1 second, please. So I think the court should look at the exhibit and the picture itself only. The state has no objection to.
I'm looking at the exhibit as it was shared in the Dropbox link, and it's not just the picture.
We'll redact the other items.
Okay. Is that the only objection?
Cropping out, not just Mr. Kokomo indicated, cropping out the comments. I mean, redacting every word, just leaving the picture.
I'm going to leave the date, Your Honor.
He didn't say that he saw.
So foundational objection.
Foundational objection. Thank you.
Sustained.
Did you notice the date on that social media picture when it was shown to you?
No, I ain't see the date.
Okay,
I saw
Your Honor.
14.
One more time.
I saw 2014.
Year 2014 is what you're
Yeah.
saying. Okay. Your Honor, can Mr. Kokomo approach again?
Yes.
He's going to come to you one more time, okay? He'll show you, he's going to point out he's not going to say anything, just going to point out the date, okay? And then my question will be, did you see this social media posting around that date? That's what I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
One more time.
You will have to tell me the word.
He doesn't know the word. Your Honor, is that okay if Mr. Kokomo can just pronounce that word for him in his ear?
On the date?
And Your Honor, if when the court deems it appropriate, if we could just hear the question again, has he seen the post? I didn't catch that.
Do you remember, and if you don't, just say I don't recall. Do you remember seeing that photo on social media around the date that says on it?
Around that year, yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I move for Mr. Williams exhibit number 265.
What was his answer? I couldn't hear it. We all need you to speak into the mic.
Around that year, yes.
Is there objection?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that objection?
Foundation. The
Overruled.
relevance, given that he said around that year. He saw the photo, so the date is.
I mean, that's a very broad year. It's 12 months long. So I don't think there's enough foundation for the date to come in at this point.
That's fine, Your Honor. Okay. Let me ask you about this. I want to talk to you about the rental car. It's an Infiniti G35, okay?
Yes.
You know cars? Are you familiar with cars?
Yes.
You like cars?
Yes.
All right. And you were physically inside that rental car, right?
Yes.
And the only information you know about that rental car comes from Kenneth Copeland, true?
Yes, I told him I never saw nobody else in the car but him.
And Kenneth Copeland driving the car, right?
Yes.
Do you ever, it doesn't matter, I guess, there may be a relevance objection, but did you ever drive that rental car?
No.
All right. And who's the last person that you ever saw with that rental car?
I went to the studio that night, and Copeland still had the car.
Okay. And the car we're talking about, just tell the jurors what car, if you remember.
The Infiniti.
What color was it? If you remember, if you don't remember, just say.
I don't remember what color it was.
All right. And did Kenneth Copeland tell you that Jeffrey rented the car for him?
That's what he didn't say. He just told me that he had got the car, and it was in rental.
Did he tell you who he got the car from?
Yeah, he said Jeffery.
At that time in 2015, did you know anybody else in your group besides Jeffrey who could rent a car?
No.
Now, you were asked by police about Jeffrey breaking ties. I mean, that's a wrong word. That's bad. Jeffrey not speaking anymore with Kenneth Copeland after a couple months into 2015. Do you remember that?
Yes.
All right. And by June of 2015, you're aware that, if you are, that Jeffrey doesn't speak with Kenneth Copeland. Are you aware of that?
Yeah.
Okay. And the police said to you, and that's because Kenneth Copeland went to the police on January 11th, 2015, shortly after Donovan Thomas's killing. Do you remember that?
You say double A?
Objection, Your Honor. That would call for speculation.
Sustained.
Don't speculate. The police discussed that with you. That was what they told you, right?
I don't remember.
Okay. Do you remember telling the police that Jeffrey separated because all of the, I'm not going to use a word, but all of the things that Kenneth Copeland just brings with himself?
Yes.
Okay. And Jeffrey did the same with you, right?
I had ended up
Objection vague. Did the
Sustained.
Well, you already said that Jeffrey didn't have any, or you didn't have any contact with Jeffrey after about April
I
2000.
started getting in trouble.
Once you
around that
started,
time.
I can't hear you.
I started getting in trouble around that time.
And what happened, Jeffrey?
I ain't seen no more.
Okay. Do you have any information to share with this jury that Jeffrey was in favor of Kenneth Copeland shooting at people? Do you have any
Objection.
information?
That would call for speculation.
Overruled.
No.
Do you have any information that Jeffrey was in favor of you shooting at any houses or people?
He never knew what nobody did. I told him.
Until it was over, you say?
Not even like the shootings. I'm like, he probably didn't even know about them.
Okay. All right. Your Honor, may I have a second?
Yes.
Don't say what it is yet. Don't say if you know about it. But did you ever hear in March 2015, in 2016, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, all the way up to this year, 24, do you ever hear Rich Homie Quan discuss his relationship with Jeffrey?
Yes.
There may be a hearsay.
Objection, Your Honor. There's a relevance objection, and there would be a hearsay
I
objection.
think it's relevant, but
And there would be a hearsay objection, but it's not relevant unless he can get into it. So we would ask.
Sustained as to hearsay.
by 2015, if you know, did Jeffrey do work with Rihanna? Do you know who Rihanna is?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
You told the jury that you would go over to Jeffrey's condominium about 10 times a week. You realize you said that?
But as I was saying, like, we might leave and go to the store.
I can't hear you.
Once you get there, you probably leave and go to the store, go get something to eat, something like that. So that's why I said in and out 10 times, probably.
From Jeffrey's schedule, do you even know? Do you know that you were at his house? How many times you were at his house in 2015 till you were arrested? Do you really know?
Not that in 2015, not that much.
I can't hear you.
In 2015, not that much.
When were you talking when you said 10 times?
I was saying like when he's there, like as in coming there, count that, leaving and going to get something to eat and coming back, count that, stuff like that. That's what I would count.
When Jeffrey's around?
Yeah.
Were you aware that he traveled a lot?
Yes.
2013, 14, and 15.
Yes.
Do you know when Jeffrey moved out of the Cleveland Avenue area? And if you don't, just say, I don't know the year.
I don't know that.
All right. Now, you were asked about your good friend, I believe you're close with. You said, what I call Mr. Sledge. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yes.
Goes by Moontomb, right?
Yes.
All right. And that is true that you're very close with him, right?
Yes.
To this day,
No, I've been locked up. I told you that.
since you got out?
No, I ain't been around nobody.
Okay. He was given a title. Do you know what title that was? I'm going back to 2014 and 15 to work with the record label, YSL.
Yes.
Do you remember the title? And if you don't, just say,
Yeah.
What was it?
Security.
One more time.
Security.
Okay. And do you know whether there were other people, do you know, who were actually also doing the security and trying to teach Mr. Sledge?
Yeah, like bodyguards and stuff like that.
One more time.
Like bodyguards and stuff. That what you mean? Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Like bodyguard.
Okay. Yeah, bodyguard, security. That's right.
Yeah.
And were you aware that there were other people training Mr. Sledge on how to look for bodyguards? Were you aware? And if you don't know, just say, I don't know.
Like telling him stuff like
Yeah.
what to do and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because Mr. Sledge had no experience, right?
No.
To your knowledge, was Mr. Sledge given an opportunity to learn, though, a trade?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you ever offered a job?
It's not like I will offer the job. It's just if you dare help out.
One more time.
If you dare help out.
Okay. And you did that with merchandise, right?
Whatever. If I go get whatever I go get
Food?
get done. Yeah.